everybody's talking about the economy right now, right? And I'm not going to stand here and tell you that it's not real. Of course it's real, right? People are scared. The cost of living is shooting through the roof. The bills are going up. People are losing their jobs. Plans and dreams are falling apart. I'm not going to pretend that that's not happening. But if you're sitting here feeling like no matter what you do, nothing's going to change and things just aren't moving, first I just want to say I hear you. But I've also been there. And I need to tell you something that I've gone through that might just help you change the way you see things, which could then help you change your entire situation. I'm going to be bold enough and say the economy is not the reason that your dreams don't feel possible right now. Something else is. But the good news is that something else, you actually have the power to change it. So that's what we're going to talk about. And I want to show you exactly what I mean. So it was about 3 years ago, I got laid off from my company after 30 years. 30 years with the same company. I was 57 at the time. And just to paint the picture, we were in the middle of trying to buy a house. We had just bought another house the year before, but we were in the middle of renovations for that house. So the timing of losing my job could not have been worse. And I'm definitely not going to sugarcoat it. Losing the income was terrifying. It definitely was. For weeks, I walked around convinced my life was falling apart. But you know what happened during those weeks? Nothing. Nothing moved, nothing opened up, no opportunities, no ideas, no doors, just me stuck. Just stuck in fear. Just stuck in fear. Watching the time tick by. It took a couple of months for me to get out of my own head and stop feeling sorry for myself and stop feeling like a victim. And I'm not even sure when, the switch went off in me, but it did at some point. And I realized, and it wasn't my circumstances that changed. Nothing on the outside had changed for me. It was something in here. I stopped focusing on everything that had gone wrong, and I just started asking different questions. So instead of, why is this happening to me? Why does this always happen to me? I just started saying, what if this is happening for me? And maybe I just don't see it yet. And that's bold. That's bold when you're sitting in a time of not sure of how you're going to pay your bills. I get it. It's a very bold statement. But not only did I lose my job, a year later, my husband lost his job. So trust me when I say I've been there. To have no income coming into the house for a year, that's a long time. But I want to be clear. When I had this shift that went off inside of me, when I started asking, what if this is happening for me? Nothing actually changed. It's not like I all of a sudden got a big bank deposit or something. Nothing looked different on paper. But something inside me changed. And I think that's when things started to move. Now you might think, okay, Lori, great. But what does that actually mean? What does that mean? And how does that really solve my problem right now? So let me try and break it down. See if I can help it make sense. Help me make it make sense for you. So there's a lot of people who feel stuck, and they feel stuck because they're pointing at the economy, and whether it's the job market or the cost of living, the grocery prices, the price of gas, the news, and blaming their situation on all of that. And I understand that because those things are real. It's real. You have to go to the gas pump and you got to pay almost $5 for a gallon of gas here, and that's probably on the low end. But what I learned during that season a few years ago is your circumstances do not control your life as much as you think they do. They really don't. The way you respond to your circumstances, that's what controls your life. The suffering happens in what you allow those outside influences to do to you. So let me give you a picture. We all know what a radio looks like. And I don't mean like one of those digital radios, but remember one of those old radios where you could change the dial on it? Dozens of stations, right? Broadcasting at the same time. Country, talk radio, pop, Christian, all available. They're all in the air around us, right? The radio waves, they're all around us. But on your radio, you can only pick one station at a time. If you're turned to country music, you cannot turn to jazz as well. Though jazz is still playing, you just can't tune to it. We work the same way. We all vibrate at a certain frequency. We're all energy. I think everybody knows that by now. We're all just energy. It doesn't matter whether it's us, whether it's this table, whether it's the deck outside. We're all just energy. And when you're living in fear, when you're living in, why does this always happen to me? When every thought is about what's going wrong in your life, what you can't afford, or what's not working for you, then that's the station you're turned to. And all you're going to pick up is more of that, more evidence that things are bad. That's all there is out there. Because that's all you can receive, because you're vibrating at that frequency. The opportunities, the ideas, the right conversations, the right person at the right time, all of that's still out here as well. That's all still broadcasting. You're just not picking it up because fear and possibility do not play in the same station. They're not the same vibration. They're not the same frequency. But I know what changed my life, I think can also change yours. A lot of us are waiting. We're waiting for the economy to get better, waiting for there to be a change of guard, waiting for the right opportunity to show up, waiting for somebody to give us permission. And we call that faith. We say, I'm trusting God. I'm trusting in the process. I'm being patient. Aren't I supposed to be patient? And I love the spirit of all that. I love the heart behind all of that. I do. But I've learned something. I've kind of learned it the hard way. Waiting is not the same thing as trusting. And hoping something works out for you is not the same thing as taking action and moving. Faith is not sitting still and believing really hard that things will work out. Faith is taking one step to see where it leads to. Maybe making that phone call. Faith is making that phone call that you don't know where the conversation will lead or what they'll say. Faith is choosing to act like the dream is already here. It's already here. Before you have a single shred of proof, it's already here. It has already been realized. The action is the faith, and then you step into trust. And I say all the time, faith, it's not a noun, right? It's a verb. You have to take action. If you have faith, then you must take action. And when you move, even just one small step in the direction of that dream, of something you're trying to acquire, something shifts. Something shifts in the universe. Something shifts in the energy and the frequency around you. Not just in your situation, but inside. Something shifts inside of you. You start telling yourself a different story. Instead of I'm stuck and nothing works for me, now you get yourself in motion and you're open to what comes next. And that changes everything. And it's not magic. It's just the way it works. It's the way the universe works. It's literally the way energy works. You have to change your station. So I want you to do something. I'm going to give you some homework, yes, but I want you to do it. I want you to do it today. I want you to notice the story, whatever story that is, that you're telling yourself, whether it's a word or it's a sentence. I just want you to notice it, not judge it. Don't beat yourself up over it. Just notice what's going through your head. What do you keep telling yourself on repeat in your head? I can't afford this. It's too late. I'm too old. The economy ruined my plans. Be honest. What is the story that you're playing on repeat? Because that story is the station that you don't want to really listen to anymore. And you can't change your station if you don't know what you're listening to. So let's first identify it. And then second, I want you to write a new story. You know, I say all the time, I end every video with, you're the hero of your own story and you can write that story any way you want. So let's rewrite that story. If there's something going on in your life that you're not happy with right now, that is not serving you, let's rewrite that. I say all the time, we're like Harold with the purple crayon. We can design our life any way we want. So let's rewrite that story. And I don't mean fake positivity. I mean a version of the future where things have actually worked out. Write it like it's already happened. Seriously, write it like it's already happened. It's already here. The door's already opened. Maybe it wasn't the door you expected. Maybe it was better than what you planned. I know for me it was after I got laid off. Write the story that you've trusted and that it worked out. Write it down. And lastly, I want you to feel it. Feel what it would be like if today, right now, in this moment, whatever's been weighing on you is no longer weighing on you. That door opened. That job showed up. The diagnosis you got is what you wanted to hear. It's a positive thing. You've been healed. Whatever it is, write that story. And then I want you to feel that. Because, and I think we've all heard this, right? Your brain, your nervous system doesn't know the difference between you visualizing and feeling something, vividly in your imagination, or real life, something that actually happened. It doesn't know the difference. Doesn't know the difference. It's just the way we're wired. And then actually, one more step. I want you to take, knowing that that desire that you want is already here, I want you to take one action today towards that. And I don't know what that is. Maybe it's an email. Maybe it's a phone call. Maybe it's cleaning out a closet. Maybe it's updating a resume. Researching an idea about a business that you want to start. Whatever it is. Getting that piece of software that you need to move forward with something. One action today. Sign up for that thing that you've been putting off. Because that one step is probably the most powerful thing you can do right now. It's you saying that I'm not waiting anymore. I'm moving because I believe, I trust, and it's already here. It's already here. So now you just got to get from here to here so you can claim it. I'm not going to tell you the economy doesn't matter. It's real. I know it's real. And I'm not going to pretend that folks don't have money problems, because those are real. All I can do is tell you what has worked for me and continues to work for me. It's not woo-woo. It's real. It's the way it is. You have control over the hard times. You have control over these hard times. You do not have to suffer through them. You can actually take action. I lost that well over six-figure, income 3 years ago. But I'm standing here today to tell you that the economy did not have the final say on my life. It didn't. And it doesn't have to have it on yours. The economy does not get to control your life. You have more power than you think you do. I say it all the time. You have more power than you think you do. Not over the economy, but in the world around you. How to create this world around you. How you respond to it. You have the power over the story that you tell yourself. And that's where it all starts. Everything starts with a thought. Everything in your life, I don't care what it is started with a thought. Good or bad, it has started with a thought. Let's get those thoughts aligned to get them on the same frequency as the desire, as if your wish has already been fulfilled. Don't let fear have the final say over what station you're listening to. I want you to tune that dial. No one's going to change that dial for you. Not the government, not your employer, not even God, right? The dial is in your hand. God is the source. He will always be there for the source. He is the power behind it all. But he needs you to pull that lever, to take that first step. So you need to pull it. So just remember, guys, just remember how much you matter. You really, really matter. And if something in today's conversation, resonated at all with you and you think there's somebody else that may need to hear this, forward this to them. Because somebody else may need to hear this too, if something clicked for you. You are the hero of your own story. You have the power to write that story any way you want. Just remember that. Until our next conversation, I love you guys, and we'll talk real soon.